What is up, guys? Delboy here. So a big upset last night in the super lightweight division. Pablo Cesar Cano knocks out Jorge Linares in one round to get the biggest win of his career. This was definitely an upset. Jorge Linares was a big bookie's favourite and most people expected him to win this fight, but Pablo Cesar Cano wasn't reading the script and he went in there and done an absolute demolition job on Jorge Linares. Right from the first bell, Pablo Cesar Cano was aggressive, he was pushing forwards and he was looking for big shots. He dropped Jorge Linares with a right hand, kind of on the side of the head near the ear area, and it dropped Linares. Linares didn't look too hurt on the first knockdown. Linares beat the count fairly easily and, tried to fight on, but Pablo Cesar Cano was applying immense pressure, pushing Linares back, letting his hands go, landing some good shots, and the second knockdown was a lot more heavy. Again, another right hand to the side of the head. Actually good timing from Pablo Cesar Cano coming forward. Drops Linares, drops him hard. You can tell Linares was hurt, but again Linares bravely beats the count, tries to fight Pablo Cesar Cano off of him, but Cano is too big, too powerful, too strong, and Cano drops Linares again, this time with a lovely short hook. Really short hook. Linares didn't see it coming, and again, you could tell by the grimace on Linares' face, he was hurt. But again, Linares bites down on his gum shield and tries to fight on. He beats the count. But Pablo Cesar Cano at this stage knows he has Linares badly hurt, and he knows one or two more clean shots will get him out of there, and that was the case. He rushed after Linares, landed a couple of good hard shots. Linares was on unsteady legs, retreating, and the referee waved it off. I felt it was a good stoppage by the referee. Linares wasn't reacting well, he was wobbly on his feet, he was dropped 3 times, getting caught with big shots. Good stoppage by the referee, and Pablo Cesar Cano actually scores an early upset of the year contender. I've got to say, I'm pleased for Pablo Cesar Cano. I followed his career for quite some time. The man has a few losses on his resume, but he always comes to fight, he's always in good shape, and he's fun to watch. Pablo Cesar Cano is a good, honest pro, and he deserved a night like last night, to be honest. I recall back in 2013, I think it was, when Pablo Cesar Cano fought Paulie Malignaggi, and I felt Cano got robbed that night. He should have actually been a welterweight champion. I think Paulie Malignaggi at that point was the WBA welterweight champion, something like that. And I felt Cano beat Paulie Malignaggi, so, Cano's had his ups and downs. He's taken some bad defeats, he's been robbed in a couple of fights, but last night was his night, and that's good to see. Where does he go from here? Maybe he can fight Maurice Hooker. I think that would be a good fight. I wouldn't mind seeing that. It looks like Pablo Cesar Cano is coming into his own. As for Jorge Linares, it's going to be tough to come back from that. I think we can all agree Jorge Linares doesn't really belong at super lightweight. I think he's too small. He got manhandled by Pablo Cesar Cano last night, he really did. The difference in size, punching power and strength was really apparent, and I believe if he continues, Jorge Linares needs to go back down to lightweight, to be honest. That's even if he continues. He is 33 years old, he's been a freeweight world champion. He's had 50 fights. Is there anything really left for Linares to prove? Not really. I wouldn't mind seeing him retire at this point, to be honest, but I'm sure he'll continue. That's the hunch I get. But historically, if you've followed Linares' career, he has always been a vulnerable fighter, and he's lost fights in the past he shouldn't have lost, and this arguably is another one. I recall back in 2009, he fought Juan Carlos Salgado, and he got knocked out in the first round. Linares was a favourite in that fight. He shouldn't have really lost, but he did. In 2011, he also lost to Antonio DeMarco. Now, he lost in the 11th round of that fight, but he was winning. He was outboxing DeMarco, and he had a handy lead on the scorecards, but he couldn't maintain it, and he got stopped late. I believe, off the top of my head, that was on cuts, I want to say. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but he got stopped late on in a fight arguably he shouldn't have lost. After the DeMarco fight in 2012, he fought Sergio Thompson and got knocked out in the second round again. Linares is better than Sergio Thompson. He shouldn't be losing to these type of guys. The point I'm making, as talented as Linares is, as quick as his hands are, as flashy as his combinations are, he's always been a guy who had this aura of vulnerability around him. And him losing to guys he shouldn't lose to has been a theme throughout his career. So perhaps taking his career history into account, on top of him moving to a different weight class, maybe we shouldn't really be that surprised that he got knocked out against a lesser skilled fighter. It's been a theme throughout his career. I mean, you just have to look at his defeats. 4 of his 5 defeats came in fights when he was the favourite and a big favourite. That says it all, really. The only fight he should have lost was the Lomachenko fight. In every other fight, he was pretty much a favourite. And I think that really does highlight Linares' vulnerability throughout his career. Congratulations to Pablo Cesar Cano. He can go on now and get a really big fight. As for Linares, what's next, I'm not sure. I would like to see him retire, in all honesty. But the choice is his, and if he continues to fight, fair play to him. Share your thoughts below. Peace.